retro. Brand new, you're 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 retro.
All right, folks, welcome to another episode of Chris and Mike Watch Fights. I'm your host, Chris from Brooklyn.
I'm Mike Harrington.
What's going on, Harrington? How are you?
Not too bad, buddy. Just hanging and banging, thugging and bugging.
Yeah, this is episode 8, I believe.
Something like that. Can you believe, dude, we started this, I was thinking about this earlier today. We started this in quarantine. I was wearing a fedora. I was 20 pounds heavier. This is...
Me too. I was 20 pounds heavier.
Dude, you're seeing changed men.
We both cut weight because we were inspired by bare knuckle boxing.
Dude, I mean,
You're looking Dan Bilzerian-like. You've lost that much weight.
At the end of the day, dude, I think, in a sport like BKFC, right, where they... Like, I feel like they're way more likely to book freak show fights. Mm-hmm. I could maybe get 10 grand fighting someone for BKFC
at some point.
Right.
Yeah.
So
if you beat Dylan at Skankfest,
right,
they'll book you bottom of the card for the Regional Police Benevolence Association's title. No problem.
Yeah, dude. I feel like I got a real shot there. So yeah, I definitely do think there is a bit of a motivating factor there. And I didn't even need to lie about being a Navy SEAL.
No, of course not. Or a professional poker player. You're probably better at poker than Dan Bilzerian.
You think so?
Yes.
I do genuinely question that because he's played with pros who I respect and they don't hate him. You know what I mean? Like there are guys like on the World Poker Tour circuit who will play games with Dan Bilzerian, will actively involve themselves in prop bets with him, which tell me that he's not as much of a guys who are that big a fish, guys just don't respect. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's not a complete hand job. Like Kevin Pollak is a borderline professional poker player.
Sure.
Yeah. So it's that kind of deal.
Yeah, I don't think Dan apparently he says he made his money through just playing heads up poker against millionaires. So I could see it being a situation where somebody sees him on Instagram living the life with hot chicks, et cetera, and it's just I want to have a conversation with this guy on my boat. Dan brings a deck of cards. Next thing you know, cleans him out for fucking 2.3 mil. Who cares?
Man, that sounds like a way better movie than Dan Bilzerian's Instagram. I'm not even gonna lie. If he's fucking those hot chicks, but then also it's just rounders one-on-one with dudes.
On a boat?
Yeah, hell yeah. That's the weirdest OnlyFans ever.
Yo, I'm in.
Yeah. All right, but we got to get to these fights. Now, so this week, we're going to keep our break from bare knuckle fighting. We'll probably come back to that next week. Last week, we did sumo wrestling. That was very fun. This week, we are going to do Team Fighting Championship, which, if you don't know what that is a little company out of Latvia, which automatically sounds super up and up. It's 5-on-5 fighting. The only weight rule is that the teams have to be around 1,200 pounds.
Is that just a minimum?
It's 500 kilos, I believe.
Okay, so 500 kilos.
It's 1,200 pounds.
Let's do that. All right, so, but it's so... You need to weigh in as a team at 500 kilos, or
yes, as a team. They're not weighing individual fighters. So remember, they pushed.
What did they put you on a fucking truck scale?
There was an MMA show. I don't remember the name of it. It was syndicated. It was on syndicated television about 10 years ago, where it was team fights, and there would be in the hour. There would be 3 fights at 3 different weight classes, and they would average the scores, and the team would win one way or the other. This is they're all in the ring at once, and there are rules. It seems like the kind of thing there would be no rules, but it's the Pride rules, which I assume you know better than me what the actual rules for Pride are.
Yeah, I mean, obviously 10-minute first round is the big one that everybody goes to.
Nobody's getting past the first round in a gang fight.
Not only that, there are up kicks allowed from the bottom, head kicks allowed to downed opponents. They used to call them soccer kicks, knees, et cetera, et cetera. And Pride was most known for not having any of the little guys. So either you're light heavyweight, 205 and under, or heavyweight, 205 and above.
Well, think about it. 5 guys, 1,200 pounds.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, you're talking... Well, no, because those guys would all be...
200 pounds apiece.
Yeah, but they'd all be heavyweights.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
They're all over 205.
Yeah.
Well, no, 5... If it's... Yeah, 1,200
Well, I guess
pounds.
you could have one little guy and one huge guy like Master Blaster. That'd be pretty cool.
Dude, imagine if it was like Francis Ngannou and he was just throwing Demetrius Johnson at people like Hulk and Wolverine.
Yeah. That's what I was just thinking. The fucking fastball special, that'd be pretty dope. I don't think they're doing that in Latvia. I don't think they're on that level yet.
I don't know, dude. They got Dr. Doom out there.
That's true. That is Latvia, isn't it? So they did 3 of these. We're going to watch the main event from TFC 1. I can't imagine why they didn't just keep doing this.
Well, I did read somewhere that they did 3 of these, right? So this first one, while it is a Latvian company, appears to have taken place somewhere in Poland. That's really the only details that we have from it. The guy who brought this to like everyone's attention back in the day was Zeus, actually, from Middle Easy, who's been covering the sport since like way back in the day, and he's been finding like he's known for finding these freak show fights, and he's the one I believe who reported that there were 3 in total. But this company
on YouTube, there's 3. You can find 3 different tournaments or whatever, 3 different events. So there's one with a New York team.
Really?
Yeah, I think it's TFC 3. There was a New York team, but I couldn't find the full fight, and that's why we're not watching it.
It's pretty lame. So this is the final fight, I guess you would call it the main event of their first ever.
And this is Poland versus Moscow.
Okay.
So now this is probably some sort of revenge for the USSR killing all those Poles.
Yeah, or just siding with Germany for the first like couple years of that war back in the day.
Yeah, Italians get a lot of shit for that. I don't really hear the Russians getting a lot of shit for that. Granted, they helped at the end.
Yeah, I mean they did the right thing.
Yeah.
It's like the when the guy's been bad the whole movie, but he turns good, and the high point of the third act.
It's a Russo swerve is what it is.
Yeah, dude, it's fun. Oh, it's fucking. What's his name from Guardians of the Galaxy coming down Mary Poppins, y'all?
Oh yeah, that's one of the best scenes in any of the Marvel movies.
Dude, it's great.
Yeah. Yondo killing everybody.
Yondo, there we go. Michael Rooker.
All right, so now we're gonna watch the entire video because it starts in such a funny way that we have to watch from the beginning. The main event of TFC number 1, Poznań, Poland versus Moscow, Russia.
All right. And we are starting this in 3, 2, 1. Okay, not mad at the graphics. Very early 2000s battle bots. All right, they stole this shot straight from Fast and Furious.
Fine, but I like that they have cheerleaders that are definitely you could have bought these women after the show.
Yeah, I don't think these are cheerleaders so much as that's exactly what they're doing, advertising to pay for this event.
Yeah, that's true.
She's also for sale.
Yeah, female ring announcer, kind of progressive.
Don't hate it.
Yeah.
So I do like the GoPro strapped to the ref's chest.
Well, that's one thing about this too. There's 5 refs because there's 5 groupings.
There we go. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just trying to get this volume right for us that we're listening to. I think if you're listening to this in post, this will be slightly different than what we're hearing right now. So I don't like that security is holding the ring ropes down for them. Like, why can't I get my Kevin Nash step over the top ring?
I also don't like that the ring posts are tires.
Also don't like that 2 of these men are coming into this fight clearly already injured. One wearing a massive bandage over his right eye.
Well, to be fair, they did just
This guy looks half dead.
Well, because this is the end of a tournament.
Oh shit!
This is a tournament final. Yes.
So not only are you fighting 5-on-5 gang fights, but you could get knocked the fuck out in one of these. Your team wins, and you gotta fight again that night.
They prop you back up.
All right, so what happens if you break an arm? Like you get submitted and your fucking knee gets dislocated.
I mean, I guess your team's got to go in a man down, or they got to tape you up.
So I think it would be fun to have an alternate. Like kind of how we saw like the NHL has that like extreme alternate backup goalie.
Here's the problem: is then you have people flopping if they're just kind of hurt. Because you just want the fresh man in.
No. Because you're not gonna. I think it would need to be a thing where it's like 3 fighters show up who have no allegiance to any of these people. You know what I mean? And like you have to assume your ringer's not gonna fight as well as somebody who you've been training with for months.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
I don't see anybody like if you're willing to get into a 5-on-5 fucking gang fight with no audience. I don't think you're.
This is already hard to watch and fucking.
Okay,
there's people
2 guys
out of the ring.
Out of the ring.
DDTs.
So what are the rules for ganging up?
You're allowed to gang up.
So you're allowed to gang up while it's still 5-on-5?
Yes, but I think that's bad because if you gang up when it's still 5-on-5. obviously the person you're leaving unguarded can just jump you from behind. You don't want to give up your back.
Right, but if you're in a situation like at the beginning of this match where he knocked his opponent out of the ring, if he's able to, let's say, like,
Here's the thing, it's not wrestling. That guy could just stand up and come back in the ring. He's not going to dramatically take 5 minutes.
I agree. However, just that, like,
Look at this.
In that 15 seconds where you're out of the ring, and the other guy can go to work on your opponent, one flying head kick to or one soccer kick right now to any of these downed opponents changes the course of this fight.
That's true, but you have, like, look how big the ring is. I think getting across the ring is super difficult. Like, look at this guy. And here's the thing is, like, these guys are all in, I don't know, man. These are not pro fighters. Like,
well, no, some of these are. So I was reading guys like James Tahuna, who is a former UFC fighter, and, there's some other guys from, some of these weird either Middle Eastern or Eastern Bloc countries who will go to Europe and the Middle East where they have these team fights and, will essentially just engage in a squash match.
So, like, here's the thing. Is like, so now it's like you can eliminate a guy, and now you're getting up and fucking up somebody else.
Okay, so I'm wondering how the eliminations work, right? Like in a situation like this where he's got him in mount, he's grounding and
See,
pounding
look,
him.
he's knocked out.
So
that's an
it.
elimination. He's knocked out. The ref called the. That's why there's 5 refs.
Okay, so one ref is watching essentially.
Well, because essentially there can't be more than 5 engagements at any time.
Okay.
Right? It's also really weird. It adds.
Yeah, big head stomps.
Yeah.
Big head stomps for the TKO, and now you have
it's two. You have 2-on-1 situations from I believe the Moscow team.
Oh my god, dude! Now you have a situation where,
and that's it.
Okay, so again, it's 2-on-1s. Oh, my man is getting drug out.
No, that's the Russian team being drug out. It's the Polish team that won.
Polish team is fucking them up.
To be honest, the Polish team looks a lot healthier.
Yeah.
They won that is an insane fight to be watching.
Okay. Oh, well, I saw round 1 and I was thinking
maybe there is a second.
Is there a second round? Is there a mandatory second round? Yeah, so Poland really just got the aggression off early, got Russia to the ground, and then immediately started beating some ass.
Yeah. Well, that's how it's always going to go. Whoever gets the first elimination, then it's just a gang fight.
Yeah, but I feel like there definitely are comebacks. I can't imagine a worse position to be in any sport than being 1v5 in a team fight. Like, we watched that one where they do that weird fighting in on Netflix.
Oh, okay,
where they did like sports all over the world, and they have a rule where you can gang up, you can like team fight, but if you hit a situation where it's 3-on-1, it's automatically forfeit.
I think it should be.
Oh, so it is only the one round.
Yeah, it's just the one round.
Okay, we got confetti coming down from the ceiling. How much do you think they split as a team? You think they're getting 20?
20K? You think
US?
You think they get as much as somebody who won a game of Family Feud for this?
It's true, B. $5,000.
5,000 euros. Which, to be fair, at the time was about $10,000, but still, that's not a lot of money. Do you think they won anything for the earlier fights? No.
No, dude. This is the event winner.
No.
$5K.
I bet they all got money for showing up. Some money, but not a lot. 1,000 euros.
Yeah, I was going to say maybe a G-Stack.
They each got it. But here's what's crazy. How could they not find a crowd for this? Why is this? It's so deadliest game that they're just in an empty place.
Like, I'm wondering, like, this seems like, this was COVID before COVID. Like,
Dude,
it feels natural, but this was years ago.
But this is from 4 or 5 years ago. And it's what's really weird about it is this was the prequel to Running Man, actually. That's actually...
This is where it starts?
Yeah, this is where it starts, yeah.
Cool. I don't hate this. I definitely, like... Then they were like, this might be a little bit too, like, real and rough for, for American audiences. But it's like,
Dude, if you put this on in any bar, like... Honestly, like, I don't understand why more bars don't just do kind of what we're doing here and just throw on fight playlists. Because, like, every time I'm in a bar after 1 a.m, UFC Unleashed is on, and people in the bar are just talking about fights. Like, when you're in, like, a dive bar late at night and that shit comes on, Spike TV or whatever, because the only sporting thing on that's actual sports and not SportsCenter reruns It's so much fucking fun. Just like make a YouTube fucking playlist and play team fights.
Yeah, or I mean, like, you know, they like everybody uses like Pluto TV now. Like that's a big one. Like there's a bunch of those free TV services, and like channels like Stadium do exist. Like why not just have these on? Like why not just have freak show fights on?
Constantly, people love them. I mean, the amount of people in the last 20 years that, or whatever, 15 years that have sent me the sumo wrestler versus the kickboxer from Pride.
Sure.
Like the amount of people who just every couple of months somebody sends me that fight.
How about me and Frank the other day watched M1 Global had night fighting.
In the dark, just in the dark.
No, like nights.
Oh, nights.
Like they were
armored,
full on armored knights with like blunted swords and just trying to bang each other's helmets until they gave him a concussion and knocked him out.
We should do an episode of this where we watch Armored Combat League.
Yeah, I don't hate it.
All right. We're gonna do one, and we'll go back to this is what we're gonna do. Next week is another BKFC, and then we'll do one on, one off BKFC, and I want to do a best of X Arm.
Oh, is there a best of X Arm? I'd rather do
all the best of X Arm.
You know what I'd rather do than X Arm is the Russian slap fight league.
I've got the newest one.
Dog.
And it's fantastic. Nate actually sent it to me from Australia, and he was just like, "You gotta watch."
Nate keeps me abreast of what's going on in that fight league. It reminds me of WMAC Masters.
I miss Nate so much because the only sport he likes is Russian slap fighting.
That's not the only sport he likes.
What's the other one? Drugs?
I feel like, well, yeah, I guess. I don't know. I feel like I've talked him into coming to watch cricket with me once or twice.
Yeah, he'll watch cricket because he's Australian.
That's
but
true.
Really,
It is
the only
in their
thing
blood.
he's passionate about is Russian slap fighting.
And Marmite.
Yeah, that's true. But yes, this has been Chris and Mike Watch Fights, episode 8. We watched Team Fighting Championships, the final fight of Event 1. I can't believe they only did 3 of these. I can't believe it just didn't work out for them.
Well, I mean, they clearly have the setup. They have the giant ring in a pandemic world. Why aren't we running this back?
Yeah, that's true. Well,
it's too many people inside.
Way too many people.
Yeah, you can't socially distance with 5 people on a team.
They're all from different countries.
I don't know, though.
Dude, this seems like the fucking premise of a Neo Geo game, right? Like, doesn't it? Like, even just the way the board's constructed, like Final Fight, but teams.
Yeah, I mean, the tire ring post is just so next level 80s side scroller.
It's so we really wanted to do American Gladiators, but we couldn't get like the angle boxes things for the size.
Yo, you know how expensive those giant Q-tips are?
Oh, yeah, it's got to be a lot of money, man. And just like the tennis ball machine gun that they had, that was pretty dope.
I wish I had that today.
Yeah. All right, guys, we'll see you soon. I'm your host, Chris from Brooklyn.
I'm Mike Harrington.
Good night.